Originally, I was born and raised in the small rural farming community of Salem, Iowa. Let me tell you about my hometown and our work with the Underground Railroad. In the 1830s, Salem was established by a group of evangelical Christians. Since Salem was located just 20 miles north of the Missouri border, it quickly became an important depot of the Underground Railroad. The citizens were intent upon establishing Salem as a sanctuary city for fugitive slaves fleeing their slave owners. If you were to travel to Salem today, you would notice that every road leading into and out of the town has an S-curve. Every little boy and girl raised in Salem are quickly taught that the S-curves were intentionally engineered into the layout of the town. The purpose of those S-curves was to slow down the slave owners pursuing their fugitive slaves. Namely, in order to pass through the town, the slave owners would have to slow down their horse-drawn carriages, both going into and out of town. This deliberate act of transportation engineering ensured the fugitive slaves were one step ahead of their pursuing slave owners. Salem is also known for its strong abolitionist stance. Today, a museum exists named the Welling House in order to communicate and commemorate the heroic acts of Salem's faithful citizens who built cellars under their houses and tunnels throughout the town to free fugitive slaves. Today, we view the people of Salem and those who operated the Underground Railroad as moral heroes because they operated and opposed the dominant moral evil against humanity during their age, which was the human slave trade. From our vantage point, we praise the people of Salem because they made their city into a sanctuary city to protect the weakest members of society. From the S-curved streets to the blood, sweat, and tears it took to dig the tunnels throughout the town, Salem was intent to do whatever it takes to stand up for those made in the image of God. Today we find ourselves in a similar situation. We live in a day and age when people view the preborn as less than human and seek to harm and kill them. Unlike the fugitive slaves, who are also viewed as less than human, the preborn in our age are unable to flee from their present-day assailants, who have traded their whips and nooses for a pair of clamps and vacuums to rip their victims limb from limb and suck the brains from the baby's head. I hope we can learn from the people of Salem by making the city of Raleigh a sanctuary city to protect its innocent preborn citizens from the great moral evil towards humanity in our age, abortion. I want to remind each of you today, if Salem can make itself into a sanctuary city for the innocent people of its jurisdiction, so too can the city of Raleigh make itself into a sanctuary city for the innocent preborn children of our jurisdiction. So I ask the question, if not, why not? Nothing is stopping you. In fact, God's law commands you to do it. One other thing I want us to remember is that one of the key people with the Underground Railroad was Harriet Tubman, who's going to be shortly on our $20 bill. She was called the Moses of her people. So standing with her and the people of Salem, I say, let
Dave, vote.